Hello hoppers and welcome! Now, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, the final Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom trailer has just been released. And what can I say, the new footage looks insane. Now, during the week I'll be doing my usual in-depth analysis, and hopefully it will not be too long before I can release these new theories and speculations surrounding this new footage. However, just for today I thought it'd be fun to just share my first thoughts, my natural reaction, shall we say, to the new footage we've been shown. So, no scripts, no censors, let's get straight into it. So obviously the trailer first starts with Owen and Claire in the Rex enclosure, and this is pretty much exactly how I knew it would go down. I said that they'd definitely be trying to free the animal from its captors. I knew they weren't the ones to have put it there, nor their team. And what I really like about this scene is this bit here, where obviously Owen is shitting himself, literally. You can see the fear in his eyes as that Rex is breaking through. I'm not going to lie, I don't like the bit where he jumps through the mouth of the Rex. I think that's a bit too cheesy, you know what I mean? I think it doesn't look right. But anyway, moving on. So we get a couple of shots we've seen before, but then we get this shot that I find very interesting. Claire's talking to this guy. Now, although I still believe my theory about Malcolm is correct, that he is the reason why Claire can't get any legal backing to go save these animals, I also did state in my last video that that is the sole reason why Claire has to go it alone. Well, maybe she doesn't. Maybe she joins up with this guy's team on the false pretense that they're going to save the animals for the greater good and not for evil schemes. Obviously, as the footage shows us, that is exactly what they want them for. As we've seen in the Super Bowl trailer, for example, they want to auction the animals off. But obviously, Claire is most likely going to be fooled into helping them and then betrayed, as shots later on in the trailer do suggest, like when she's throwing the sand saying they lied to us or something like that. We know that's because that conflict has taken place. So, at the very least, even if it isn't InGen as I once predicted, at the very least it does show that there will be a clash of the Titans and not just dinosaurs. There will be a conflict of two teams, just like I predicted. The Lost World had it, so Fallen Kingdom seems to be having it. At least that's what we're getting, that's what I'm taking from this trailer anyway. I could be wrong, but again, I'm going to go into more depth in another video. So yeah, so interesting. But anyway, moving on. Like I said, I'll get into all this properly in depth later. This shot was interesting to see what happens, like the dart, the sedating Blue. And now we know how she gets injured, she gets shot. So there's the shot I was talking about where Claire's very angry, and I like this. This is almost like a fishing hunt. I look at this and I think, that's them loading up, obviously, but in a way it also looks like they're kind of surrounding something big, like they're possibly trying to capture the mosasaur. So that's just a possibility. We know from later in the trailer there's a scene of it at night, still in its enclosure. This might take place just after or just before, you know, who knows. This is then followed up by a load of different shots that are just, you know, where do I even begin? That's what I mean. Where do I even begin with this? You know, we get animal abuse. Obviously, they're trying to shove the T-Rex probably into another cage to put on display during the auction. You've got people showing up in limousines and posh cars. Again, very reminiscent of the final moments of the Lost World Jurassic Park. You've got the actual auction itself taking place. You've got Blue. You've got the conspiracy with Dr. Wu. There's just so much going on, literally. Some of these shots are gorgeous as well, like with the Indoraptor. And I must say one thing, the Indoraptor looks terrifying. If I can give this film any compliment, it is that thing actually looks scary. With the Indominus, I don't know what it was about it, but, you know, yeah, it looked deadly. But it didn't look scary. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was face to face to it, yeah, I'd be pretty scared. But, you know, it didn't look terrifying. Like, it didn't give me nightmares. This is actually something that I think could even give me nightmares, under the right circumstances, you know, eating too much cheese or something. You know, this is something that is truly terrifying to look at. And I tell you, the shots they're using it in are beautiful. I mean, in this cage, it doesn't look safe. Like, it looks like it's just waiting to open the door, like it's just gonna look at the bars and they're gonna split and let it out, you know. The bars are gonna look at it and be so scared they're just gonna open the door for it, you know. It just looks terrifying. And you know, Owen means business, you know, he's got a gun, he even shoots the damn thing, but it just doesn't die, you know. It's like, what's going on? Then you got the stunt raptor, like Blue's in a load of shots here, like dodging bullets, dodging fire, smashing through windows, running from explosions. It's you know, Blue does all of her own stunts, And then you got these other shots, and like, again you got the Indominus looking terrifying, it's creeping up on the girl, and it's on the roof of what we believe to the mansion. It's crazy, just literally, it's so insane to grasp all this. You got the freaking Indominus Rex's skeleton under the sea. It's got to be the Indominus. It just has to be. And by the looks of things, they might wake up the Mosasaur in some state of hibernation, keeping it alive. And now they've woken it up, because that's a pretty awesome shot there with the eye slowly opening. And then it's followed up by this shot of a guy hanging off a helicopter, most likely one of those string ladder things, and just getting freaking mercilessly eaten by the Mosasaur. It just leaps out of the water and claims its prize. It's just hanging there for it. Literally, it's just a brutal death, like it's just been taken away. Then you got the Indoraptor back in the bedroom, and more shots of that, and it just again looks terrifying. Owen shoots it, does nothing. You got a few shots that we've seen before. Then you got this awesome shot here of a T-Rex in the freaking rain. Yes, they have brought the rain back, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, hell, even 3 knew better than to ditch the rain sequence. It's a Jurassic classic, and they, if there was one word to describe Jurassic World, it is dry. That film was too dry. Waited over 2 hours, and it just did not rain. It did not want to give anything from the sky. And storms are a big thing of the franchise. Every time there's a thunderstorm, it's raining, it's scary, that the big man-eating predators are going to come and get you in your sleep. It's just one of those things. It just has to happen, and Jurassic World was missing that big time. Well, along comes Fallen Kingdom, and we're back in the wet. Yes, we're back in the rain. Now, another interesting fact about this, another interesting thing, I've got a little theory just to give you now. Whilst the guy's just hanging there, which I assume it's a male. So you got this guy hanging there on stringy stepladder things, obviously to the helicopter. We've seen shots from the Super Bowl trailer, and even shots here kind of show that it's definitely something that's moving. And this guy, by the looks of things, is just getting away. And I mean, like, he's clearly run from this T-Rex, and he's just got away. I have a theory that this guy literally gets away by the skin of his teeth, maybe even the yellow jacket that he's wearing he has to use just to quickly throw out the T-Rex just to distract it a little while longer. And then as they're pulling away in the helicopter, guess what happens? The fucking Mosasaur jumps from the water and gobbles him. The shot we saw before? Exactly. I mean, I might be wrong, but either way, it's, just a bit of a coincidence, I think. I mean, hell, there could be a load of them just jumping on different helicopters trying to get away, and one of them gets gobbled up. But I tell you, that'd be a good twist, or at least it would have been if they hadn't just showed it to us backwards. But it would have been a good twist if the guy narrowly escapes the T-Rex just to then get killed by the Mosasaur. That'd be like, one of those so close moments. But yeah. Anyway, moving on, you got a few more shots that we've seen before, and then this awesome lunge at Owen by the Indoraptor here. It's got him like caught in a staircase type thing. Owen and Claire share a few words, which gives us something to think about, but I'll get into that another day. And then you have this truly terrifying moment where this poor surfer has no idea what's just about to come and get him. It's the freaking Mosasaur again. This thing is a beast. It literally does not care, and I love it for it. I didn't even like it in Jurassic World. It was just a gimmick for me. They were just like, they had to add a marine reptile. Because let's face it, it's not a dinosaur. It's an aquatic animal. It's a marine reptile. It's not a dinosaur. But it is still prehistoric, don't get me wrong. And this thing is scary. The silhouette there, and it just gets bigger, and it's just about to lunge for the gun, and they cut, and I'm just like, they can't do this to me. You got all these surfers, and the one guy, the poor guy who decides to ride the wave like a man, is about to get killed, I mean, hell, it could be a girl, but, then she can ride the wave like a woman, They end up paying the price for it. I kind of feel sorry for him, but there's that little part of me that's like a little kid that kind of wants to see the guy get killed. It's kind of like, yeah, dinosaurs and marine reptiles in the mainland, I want to see it. It's kind of like one of those, it's like, this is why I used to like Primeval, because as bad as it was, There was moments like the guy in the swimming pool getting eaten by the baby mosasaur of all things. You know, it's like one of those things as a kid, you kind of, you know, every time I went under the water, the Jaws theme would play, and I'm just like, well, I'm in a swimming pool, there ain't a shark in here, is there? But again, it's one of those things you never know. And granted, this mosasaur ain't going to fit into a swimming pool anytime soon, but it's still the same kind of concept. You're kind of like, you're surfing, you think you're fine, you think the worst thing you got to worry about is a freaking shark, and even then, you might stand a chance. But oh no, you were wrong. There is something 1,000 times worse, and it is right behind you. But you don't even know it. That's the worst of it. And the chances are you'll never know. All you'll ever know is the claustrophobia of the Jaws as they crush your body and then devour your corpse. Anyway, back to reality. I can't wait for this film. Seriously, there are shots like this. Just, it's like the mosasaur. It's just, imagine that thing just being loose. And this is the direction, ladies and gentlemen, that I think the franchise has to go in. You know, after the Lost World Jurassic Park, I don't think they could have gone in any other direction. I think they have to go down the path. You know, there was that comic book series by IDW or something like that. And although I didn't think the comics were anything special, I liked the concept of the dinosaurs on the mainland. Like, literally, like, you know, the concept of, you know, you could go out for, you know, pick up your pint of milk from the doorstep or something and get killed by a velociraptor or something. You know, you never know. And I like that. I like that idea, and I think it's been a long time coming. You know, this is something we've wanted to see for ages. Steven Spielberg knew this much when he did The Lost World Jurassic Park. Sure, critics and adults alike complained that the ending was cheesy, but it isn't, and I think it holds up. And as a kid, speaking as a kid who went to see that film at the cinema, I tell you, nothing pleased me more. That's mainly because if you watch it from a kid's perspective, it's got everything you need. It really has. You know, that end scene where the T-Rex is outside the boy's window, it's crazy. That could have been me. Scary or not, that could have been me. And that's where you kind of like Jurassic Park and The Lost World, for the most part, you're safe as long as you're not on those islands. When you bring stuff to the mainland, all bets are off. You know, and remember, this isn't Alien vs Predator Requiem. You know, that was god-awful and they shouldn't have done it. This is the Jurassic Park franchise, and this is something that is more than capable of coming up with a decent excuse to bring these dinosaurs to the mainland. And they definitely have the means to do so. I mean, clearly we are seeing, hopefully, the hint of things to come. I actually personally hope that that is one of the last shots of the film. I hope that the mosasaur gets away, or they think they've killed it, and they just ignore it. And then, once whatever's been solved at the end of the film, we're graced with this. Maybe Malcolm gives a last few words, a few chilling words. Welcome to Jurassic World. Maybe he says that exact line at the end of the film. And guess what? It finishes with a very chilling image of a mosasaur just about to claim its prey. That would be chilling, and I think that's what this film has to end. This film has to end on a chilling note. And I think that can only be free roaming dinosaurs on the mainland. That's how this film has to end. And I actually have a theory that Owen and Claire might be the unknowing destroyers of our planet. They, you know, as we know it. They might free these dinosaurs, as I've predicted, to save them from the auction. That much is clear in this trailer. But by doing that, maybe, just maybe, by freeing them, they're freeing them into the wild. And, as Malcolm would tell us, life finds a way. Anyway, moving on to the next piece of footage. We are then shown an absolutely terrifying sequence, which, if executed correctly, could quite easily be one of, if not the, most scariest moment in a Jurassic film. Let's face it, this is a little girl's bedroom, and, you know, this monster of a dinosaur, you know, it's not even a dinosaur, it is a hybrid, it's a man-made creation. It is a monster, and it is creeping into her room. And I must say, yet again, I wish that my other video was able to have been uploaded, because if it had, I actually, for a joke, gave my own rendition, pinpointing exactly how I think this scene's going to pan out. And I tell you, what I'm seeing so far is spot on, even down to the fact that the rain's falling on the glass, and that the creature's going to slowly open the door. Very reminiscent of that, of the first film. I guess all what's left to say is that it looks scary, it looks entertaining, and it looks very, very promising. I cannot wait for this film. Well, Hoppers, that just about does it for today's video. If you feel I deserved it, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way you're showing your support and also keeping up to date with all the latest content. And trust me, there'll be plenty of Jurassic content on the way to satisfy your prehistoric cravings. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have. Take care, Hoppers, and I'll see you next time.